Betty Davis once said, "Growing old is no place for sissies." The Pensacola Saenger Theater, known as the Grande Dame of Palafox Place, has certainly taken that quote to heart, growing old with grace and style. As we celebrate her 100th year, we're taking you on a stroll through Lady Saenger's varied and very entertaining past, present, and future. The historic Saenger Theater, the crown jewel of downtown Pensacola, was designed by New Orleans architect Emile Weil. He also designed theaters in Mobile, New Orleans, and in Shreveport. The Saenger Theater began her entertaining life under the expert hands of the C.H. Turner Construction Company at a cost of $500,000. The steel girder used to support her balcony was the largest built in Florida at the time, measuring some 70 feet in length, 8 feet in height, and 1.5 feet in width. She was also constructed with bricks sourced from the old Opera House, which was built in 1882 and demolished in 1917. The Opera House had sustained heavy damage during 2 hurricanes in 1916. Thankfully, the Saenger's balcony is still adorned with the beautiful rail taken from that piece of Pensacola's long ago past. The Saenger Theater, with its opulent Spanish Baroque style of architecture, began her long and lustrous career on April 2nd, 1925, with the showing of Cecil B. DeMille's movie masterpiece, The Ten Commandments. This grand opening then led her to try her stage out on all types of entertainment, including the very popular vaudeville. Things were going well for this sophisticated young lady, and then World War II gripped the nation. People hungry for news from across the world filled the theater 24 hours a day to watch newsreels about the war. When CinemaScope was introduced in 1952, the theater's box seats were removed so she could accommodate the larger motion picture screens. Then, years later, the Saenger began to suffer the fate of other great movie palaces and hit hard times. During the 1970s, downtowns across the country suffered a crisis as businesses moved to the new malls and shopping centers springing up on the outskirts of their towns. Pensacola was no different. The Grande Dame became strictly a movie theater and then an adult theater. Finally, she shut down. But all was not forever lost. ABC Southeastern Theaters donated the aging edifice to the city of Pensacola. A group of citizens concerned with preserving Lady Saenger and the historic pipe organ housed within her walls joined with the city and, along with the University of West Florida, began a major renovation to restore her back to life. The Saenger was listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and in 1981, this down but not out lady reopened to a gala event, complete with the sounds of the Duke Ellington Orchestra. Since that grand reopening, the Saenger Theater has played host to millions of patrons and thousands of shows. Audiences have been entertained by everything from Broadway to ballet, from Beethoven to blue-collar comedy, from opera to Oklahoma, and so much more. Divas, rock stars, and Pensacola's children have all graced her stage. Thanks to the dedicated nonprofit support arm Friends of the Saenger, a major renovation in 1995 added the expansive Palafox lobby. Then, in 2007, the Friends group undertook the largest project yet. At the age of 82, this lady was ready for a facelift of sorts. Times had changed through the years, shows got larger, and space had become a factor in what types of shows could play the theater. Larger casts and Pensacola's children needed dressing rooms. Because she was built in 1925, seats were much smaller, and these factors, in addition to a small orchestra pit as well as other issues, led a grassroots committee of concerned citizens to join with Friends of the Saenger and the city to undertake the massive renovation. Lady Saenger once again had a grand reopening in 2009 with an expanded stage, an orchestra shell, dressing rooms, a new entrance on Intendencia, multi-use rooms, and more comfortable seating. Friends of the Saenger led the charge to pass a local option sales tax, garnering $14 million from the city and county. The other $1 million needed for the $15 million project came from grants and private donations. Additional Friends of the Saenger projects through the years have continued support for the building, including restoring the Great Saenger pipe organ in 2015. More pipes, bells, and whistles are on the wish list for Lady Saenger. Now at 100 years young, the Pensacola Saenger Theater is truly a world-class venue. Lady Saenger is Pensacola's performing arts showplace, with audiences from all walks of life enjoying everything she has to offer. The cultural and economic impacts to our area are immeasurable. Patrons who visit the Saenger Theater for the first time or have returned many times say they have truly fond memories at Pensacola's showplace. For those who are new to Pensacola, the theater is a wonderful place to see the performing arts in a grand theater. In 2025, as Lady Saenger's 100th birthday is celebrated, it can definitely be stated that this lady is no sissy, but is truly a grande dame. She has withstood the trials and tests of time, and her future looks bright. She may be 100, but this elegant lady is just now hitting her prime.